5 Chinese warplanes crossed into Korean and even Japanese air defense identification zones on Monday. Though Beijing says it was a planned, ordinary drill, what's puzzling is the timing of the event, coming just 2 days after President Moon Jae-in had returned from his state visit to China. Our Jung-hee reports.
5 Chinese warplanes entered Korea Air Defense Identification Zone on Monday for what China is calling a, quote, ordinary drill. According to South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff, 2 H-6 bombers and 2 J-11 fighter jets appeared from the southwest of Korea's Ieo-do island. They flew into Korea's Air Defense ID Zone and the area where the zones of South Korea, Japan, and China overlap. The planes reached the Japanese zone and then returned to China. One Tu-154 reconnaissance plane that flew for 2 hours went even farther east, up to waters of Japan's central Kanazawa city. South Korea dispatched aircraft for surveillance immediately after the planes were detected. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff say the Chinese side has told South Korea over the military hotline that this is just a routine exercise and that it won't be entering South Korea's airspace. But the exact intention of China's flyover is still being analyzed. China's defense ministry also announced that this was a planned exercise and did not target any specific country or region. But speculation is rising as to why the flights had to take place just after South Korean President Moon Jae-in wrapped up his visit to Beijing.
All military actions have political implications, and it's been only 2 days since President Moon came back from China. China is taking a two-track approach that it won't step back in security terms, even if Korea-China relations are recovering.
Chinese military planes have entered Korea's air defense zone multiple times since China unilaterally declared its own such zone in 2013, which overlaps with parts of Korea and Japan's zones. The last time was in early January this year when 12 warplanes crossed into the South Korean zone. Jung-hee, Arirang News.